Okay, I have a special bat I throw sinks on, and it has a hole in the middle so that the drain and the rest of the sink is all one piece. This is an old Shimpo wheel. It's 65. It was made in 1965. It's been rebuilt a few times. It's still working. So in the bat I have holes, so I put that bat on there, and I put a piece of plastic on the bottom so it will release. So the first thing I have to do is put the clay in for the drain. So I'm going to just do that. So that's not what I want to do. So let's get started with that. You see some of that blue clay? You see how it's mixed up from the wedging. So I got too much clay here, so I'm going to just get rid of some of it just by taking it off. That's about what I want right there. I'm forcing it down to make sure that there's no openings in that drain piece. And when we turn it over and trim it, you'll understand a little better. So I'm actually pushing it down a little bit there, and now I'm just pushing as hard as I can. It sounds like a 1965, doesn't it? I had glass packs on it one time, but the neighbors complained. And I'm just going to feather this out. See a little bit of air in it, so I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to just use a rib to feather it out and make it dry. And smooth. So now I'm just ready for the next piece of clay. You have a point on the end of the clay, so when it goes down, it doesn't trap air. You just throw it in the middle. You could probably center by just tapping it. A lot of people just try to muscle it. I'm too old for that, so I tap it in shape. And now I'm going to center this piece of clay. The key to centering, whether it's a big piece of clay or a small piece of clay, is to get your elbow and your hip bone so that your hands aren't bouncing back and forth. And of course, this is called coning. I'm bringing the clay up, and then I'm going to bring it back down, forcing the clay into the palm of my left hand, and just squeezing a little water the whole time I go down. Not a lot, just enough to keep it loose. And now we'll bring it up again. Really got to concentrate down here at the bottom. Easy to straighten out the top. If you get a little dip in there, just press down and then lift. That happens all the time. You always want to keep that point, the middle, the highest point of the clay, so you don't trap air as you're centering. So I've coned twice. Generally I cone 3 times, so we'll do it one more time. All the irregularities are now right here at the top. Easy to deal with. Again, my elbows are always braced anytime I can. A bit chilly this morning, isn't it? If you live in a cold climate, keep your clay inside. Boy, there's nothing worse than frozen clay to throw. Your hands will freeze. Now I'm going to bring this down and widen this out a little bit. I'm just leaning on the clay, pressing it into the palm of my left hand, and I'm letting the pressure on the top dominate, but I'm going nice and slow, no hurries. And bring it up a little bit. So I'm going to put another piece of clay right on top of this. Again, I'm going to dry it off high. Oh. That's why you have 2 rings. And now I'm ready for the next piece of clay.
Okay, action.
Again, it's pointed, it has a nice smooth surface. I'm going to just pick it up, jam it right down there, whack it on there, and I'm hitting down on this to really make that seal correct. And as I say, I can almost center it just by slapping it. And that's a good thing to do. So now we'll center that piece of clay up. Using big elephant ear sponges that can hold a fair amount of water.
Do it again. Show the sponge again.
Sponges are elephant ear sponges. They're natural sea sponges. They come about this size, and for this kind of project you want a big sponge. For little pots, this would be too much to hold in your hand probably. Again, we're well braced, bringing the clay up. I'm coning that clay. I wedged this one a little earlier this morning. It's a little harder than the other one. So. Give me a few little problems. Coning helps align the particles, makes it easier to throw. As well as allowing you to center. And we'll cone one more time. Not bringing a lot of clay up, just focusing on the centering. I'm going to make this top a little smaller. We've got one more piece of clay to put on it. Kind of want it to fit.